All right, guys. Today is June 7th. We're going to be talking about this week's weekly review, and it's pretty much going to be covering June 8th through June 12th. Apparently, I got some good feedback from you guys, so you guys are okay with the way I actually trade on my charts. So I'm going to be showing you everything here. This is exactly how I set up my charts. Let's go ahead and start with the monthly with the dollar index because a couple of things have changed here. So once again, monthly zones represent my purple zones. Weekly are my red zones. So we got a good popped out of the or bounce out of the monthly weekly zone, and we're coming into another weekly support area on the dollar index. So let's go ahead and drop down to the weekly, and can't really see it yet, but I'll be able to drop it down right now to a daily 4 hour, and then you should be able to see where we're at and how maybe we might need some kind of confirmation to see if we're going to take it a little bit deeper down. So let's go ahead and bring it down to a daily. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. We're still in, we're actually now, this was the daily demand that we were here. Let me go to draw on the line. That was the daily, make it a little bit thicker so you guys can see this. That was a daily demand that we were respecting. And then we eventually broke that area. We actually did get a retracement up to that level. So um, it was good for day trades. Or intraday trades, as you might. But other than that, we are now in the daily demand we were anticipating for this daily demand to approach, and you'll be able to see how this is kind of we're rejecting that level, and for me, it's more of a wait for confirmation to see if we're going to dig down a little bit more deeper into this next opposing daily demand, which is I found it to be right around the 12,100 level. Um, and see if it's going to break down to continue on to the next further daily demand. I do believe that we are going to get a good bounce. So let's go ahead and bring it down to a 4 hour. And one thing that you'll start noticing is that these rejection candles towards these are pretty much what I call rejection candles, and it's for some reason it's giving that sort of a confirmation that, hey, you know what, we are going to take it back up. Um, I do have some levels marked down on my on the here. Let me get rid of all this so I can show you my um, 4 hour chart and see how kind of let you guys what the approach I'm going to be taking towards this. So one thing I'll to notice first is that you'll notice that the 275. Once again, this is we were talking about this maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. How you'll notice how the force the 275 on the 4 hour chart, we can't seem to break that level, or better yet, close below the 275. I do like this level right around the 345, 360 area. That's a good level. This is demand as well. That's demand, but maybe you might want to consider approaching that entire zone as to see if it's going to be coming in as far as a retracement. So I'd be looking out for this level if it's going to bounce back up towards this level and then continue its way down. I'd be looking at the 325 towards the 350. So for the next continuation, for the next leg back down, and then obviously I'd be looking for a bounce off the 250. That's one play, guys. The second play is that what if you'll be able to see it better on the 2 hour. So this is actually one play, right? So now the next play would be is that what if you can see here on the 2 hour, what if it doesn't actually go back up? What if it doesn't go back up and it gives you that like your double top formation, and then it actually starts swinging back down? Well, if it does that, I'm in no hurry. Actually, I actually would want to wait for more of a confirmation. So as long as I could get that 4 hour candle close, even the 2 hour right here, you'll notice that the 2 hour we can't seem to break below the 275. But as long as I could get a 275 breakout, I would actually wait for a pullback for the next continuation back down. Now, in some cases, this 250 will actually work out really, really well, and then most likely we'll get a full retracement back up there. Nonetheless, this is for me, that is the entire area. And for the people that know how I trade, I typically draw white lines on support resistance whenever I see a lot of levels combining. And then that's why I have supply up here. And not only do I have supply up here, I have a lot of support and resistance levels, sorry, right around this level. So I'm if it does reach up here, I'm definitely going to be waiting for the confirmation to break back down. And if it starts breaking back down, I'm pretty much going to be bearish for the entire week as it approaches the 250 and so on and so on. So let's bring it back to the 4-hour level. Actually, let's bring it back to the daily level. Um, well, I actually did tell you guys that the next opposing level for me would be the 12,100, but I think that's going to be too far out for the entire week. More than anything, I kind of see ourselves finishing up for the week right around the 12,200, 12,225, 12,50, 12,250. I'm sorry. That's where I kind of see ourselves finishing up for the week. It's going to be right around here. Um, if it does that, um, if it comes right around here, I'm expecting another bounce back up. Let me right. If it does come back down here, I'm expecting another bounce back up towards the 250, and then obviously continue its way back down. So obviously, that's the play for the short side. Now, the only way I would actually consider myself bullish on this dollar is let's go back to the original. Um, Here, let me go ahead and take out everything. So the only way I would consider myself bullish on this dollar, because we are in daily demand, okay? We are in daily demand. So the only way I would consider myself bullish around this dollar is that if we come back and we actually get a 4-hour candle ripping that 350 area, and we actually do rip that 350 area, and once again, I would expect a pullback, okay? Um, Back down to the 325, and then continuation back towards that's a nice level right around that level. You could say you'll probably, if you drop it down to a 2-hour, 1 hour, you'll be able to see something here, I'm pretty sure. So here, let me drop here, let me go to the 2-hour. That's the 375. See, there you go. That's a supply right there. So you'll be able to see something right around there. So 375 and then the 400. So let me go ahead and bring it back down. You don't. I mean, sometimes just by seeing these higher time frames, you'll be able to see the formation, right? So you see this drop. You got base rally, base drop. That that level will work out. Will work out. You'll definitely get somewhat of a retracement out of there. So so let me go back and I think we were on the 2-hour. We were explaining on 2-hour, but really, it's the same thing. So once again, if we actually get a 4-hour candle breaking that, we'll most likely get a retracement out of that level, and then pull back, okay, for the next continuation back up towards the 400 level. And you got your other supply right there. And if for the once again, if once we get a 4-hour candle or 2-hour candle breaking that 350, I can really see ourselves finishing up the week. I'm sorry, finishing up the week right around the 425 area, and then right there, it's just going to be roaming right around towards these levels. But that's pretty much how I see this with this week playing out. So I do have a couple of setups uh, that can pretty much revolve around. Considering if the dollar was to actually break the 350, then we're shooting for more for the for bias long on the dollar. And then if we actually break the 275 down, I do have some setups that we could actually short the dollar in this case. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you're new to this channel, just know that all these lines, all it is just, I'm a big fan of the quarter theory, and all they do is just represent where my quarters are at, major quarters, minor holes, all that stuff. That's all it is, guys. And then supply and demand. Sorry about that. Supply and demand. And my white lines are pretty much support and resistance. That's all it is, guys. And I just kind of base my levels. I'm more of more of an intraday swing trader, um, kind of guy. I try to find the setups for the London, and try to find like more of a directional trade for the day. And if one of these the trades that I'm going to be sharing with you guys right now, it's pretty much trades that could actually play out for the entire week. Sometimes not necessarily the entire week. Sometimes they'll play out Monday through Wednesday, and by Thursday we'll be out. Sometimes they play out sooner. Sometimes I have actually hardly ever seen a trade that would actually play out throughout the entire week. Most of them will actually play out from the beginning of the week to Wednesday. Anyhow, guys, that's pretty much it for the dollar index. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.